Thank you very much, Kendrick, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out here. I am so glad to be back in Florida, so glad to be back in Tampa, and thank you for coming out for Kendrick Meek. I'm glad to see so many enthusiastic people here who are helping Kendrick. Thank you very much for what you're doing. I'm going to say a few words about Kendrick, but I wanted to acknowledge Maurice Ferre, the former mayor who is here, and Reverend Thomas Scott, chairman of the Tampa City Council, State Representative Janet Cruz, and Alice Morano, the chair of the Democratic County Chairs Association, Dan Gelber, the next Attorney General, longtime friend. Rod Smith spoke earlier, but I want to acknowledge him, and I want to urge all of you to vote for Alex Sink to make her the next governor of Florida. Pastor Bartholomew Banks and other distinguished guests. On a personal note, I really would be hard-pressed to find words adequate to describe how proud I am to stand next to my friend, to stand next to this distinguished public servant, to this great candidate, to your nominee, and to the next senator from the state of Florida, Kendrick Meek. I'm here because I believe in this guy. I trust him. I respect him. I really admire the work that he has already done, and I look forward to the work that he is going to do. Listen, this is an important race. It's an extremely important race for lots and lots of reasons. It's a complicated race, as everybody knows. But you know, when you're coming into the final weeks of a campaign, one of the things that always matters the most is who's got the momentum. What's the direction of the candidates? One of them's just kind of bumping along. The other one's going down. Kendrick's going up like a skyrocket. And you know, another reason this race is so important is you have an opportunity here to send a powerful message. You not only have an opportunity to elect a United States Senator who will fight for you and who will work for you and will do the right things to get things back on track, but you also have an opportunity to send a message that will counter some of those voices we've been hearing out there. You know, a lot of people have been given the message that the way to get our country back on track is to go all the way back to the exact same economic blueprint that created the problem in the first place. Now hold on a second. I know you've heard words like that before, but I want you to really think about this. This was the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression, and you've heard that too. You've not only heard it, you've lived it. But back after the Great Depression, when Franklin Roosevelt was finishing up his first 2 years in office, there was a similar kind of feeling, and he said in a famous speech, he said, you know, just as the Republicans are coming out of their storm shelters, they appear to have forgotten there was a storm. And we can't forget that there was a storm. We can't forget that they plunged this country into the deepest debts we've ever had long before the administration changed. And how did they do it? They did it by not accounting for the spending that they did, and they did it with tax cuts for the very wealthiest that obviously did not stimulate the economy. And there is hardly any economist that I know of, I challenge you to find one, that will say that given extending these giant Bush-Cheney tax cuts to the wealthiest 1% is the smartest and best way or most effective way to get the economy going stronger. They don't say that. And anytime you talk about little money for job training, for reducing class sizes, for helping get people into good jobs, oh, they say, well, we can't possibly do that. But you bring up the idea of giving $700 billion to the very wealthiest, and they say, oh, that's fine. That's fine. And what is that? It's certainly the wrong prescription. And the very fact that they're all in lockstep on that tells you what their primary agenda is. And on energy and the environment. They want to drill everywhere off the coast of Florida. I know you feel that way. I certainly do for lots and lots of reasons. It's not the right way to go. Now let me say just a word about the third candidate in this race, Governor Chris. And I'm going to choose my words carefully. I'm serious. I'm not going to make you... I know him. I've worked with him. I like him personally. I've been puzzled, really and truly, because I've had direct conversations with him about the environment, for example. And it's an old charge in politics if somebody flip-flops. It's a little unusual to have somebody flip-flop and then flap-flip. Seriously. And you know what I'm talking about. And as I say, I like the guy. I do not really know where he stands on lots of these really important issues. And I think that's important because part of this mood in the country is we want somebody who will stand up for what he believes and stick to it and fight for it and do the right thing for the people that need help. That's Kendrick Meek. He's already proven earlier this year that this isn't about which candidate has the most money. It's about the one who's going to endure and work hard and stand up for what he believes. And that's still the case. He knows how important it is for people to have affordable health care. He knows how important it is to protect Social Security and not just use these fancy words that at the end of the day means they're going to raise the retirement age or whatever their specific proposals are, and they'll try to dodge and weave, but you know exactly that that's what they have in mind. And where the environment is concerned, I mentioned it once already, listen, there is no state in the United States of America that has more at stake than the state of Florida where global warming is concerned. Before, and where the offshore drilling is concerned, Kendrick Meek is the only candidate who was opposed to drilling off Florida before the oil spill as well as after the oil spill. And you know he won't change on that issue. But the other reason, in addition to protecting Florida's beaches and Florida's beautiful, unmatched environment, protecting tourism, protecting that huge part of the economy here that depends on protecting the beauty of your coast and the environment. In addition, you know, today, all around the world, they put up 90 million tons of global warming pollution again today. And this year, 19 countries had an all-time high temperature record. Have you noticed what happened in Pakistan with those big downpours? Nothing like that's ever happened there before. Before that happened, one of their cities had a temperature of 129 degrees. All-time record. And while that was going on, you saw what happened in Russia. 102 degrees in Moscow. And then all those big fires and drought and the wheat taken off. Well, this is an issue that has to be solved by voters who are sending, who will send a message saying, we want candidates who will do the right thing and save our future. That's the one. That's the one. And he has already had the courage to fight for the new jobs that are opening up in solar energy and wind energy and efficiency and smart grid and fast grid. So this race is extremely important for lots of reasons. But the final thing I want to say circles back to the first thing that I said. And that is, this race is about the person who you trust the most to care about you and not just give in to wealthy corporate special interests, to care about you and to keep your concerns right in his heart and do the right thing for you. I know this man. Many of you know him extremely well. Now, to the Democrats and independents out there, please do not throw your vote away on a candidate that is declining. If you look at these trends, I've looked at a lot of political campaigns, and I've been in a few. And if you look at what's happening in this race, this is really already a two-person race. So don't throw your vote away. Choose between the Democrat and the Republican. Make your vote count, and vote for the person who will work for you. Kendrick Meek, our United States Senator. Thank you.
Let's go make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Thank you.